Why on earth am I in Thailand? I'm an American and I've been living in Thailand for over 7 years. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the things that Thailand has taught me that America has not. The things that I've gained from my experiences in Thailand and also in Vietnam. I need to say America. That I'm very critical of my own country, but I'm not one of these people that just criticize and criticize without awareness. It's a luxury to be able to criticize your own country, just like it's a luxury to be angry at your parents and have them still love you and understand you. So I understand that criticizing my country is a privilege. I have that right. I deeply respect, value the things that I have learned, the way I was raised, especially my parents. Why did I come to Thailand? I know so many people have judgment or perception of a typical white guy that moved to Thailand, just to find a girlfriend or find a wife. There are a lot of guys here like this, just like there are a lot of douchebags anywhere in the world. There are good foreigners here, just like there are really decent American people, even though from my travels I have seen that the perception of Americans is predominantly negative. Most people perceive Americans as extremely rude, hostile, and full of problems. They're always going to bring problems and ego. But my family is not like that. I'm here to just say that just like there are good foreigners in Thailand, there are good Americans too. But interestingly enough now, I come from a family of intellectuals, hyper-intellectuals. This laid the groundwork for me being unique because the way that my parents raised me was to think outside of the box. So when I went to school, being in class was completely boring to me. I felt understimulated, uninterested, and just like so many young boys, it was difficult for me to pay attention to feel motivated to do my work. Teachers thought, what is it? Is it a learning thing? Through tests, I proved that this is far from the truth. Yet my behavior didn't correlate with my ability. Fast forward, I started to be even more and more rebellious because I started to create my own form of measurement for truth. And I gravitated towards neighborhood kids who are less fortunate because I felt there's something real about the way they are. And I noticed that pain was the only true way to measure truth. So I started to behave like a chameleon. I started to see that I can navigate into every kind of world. Ghetto life, scholars, business people. I could connect with anyone. And that was something my parents couldn't do. That was something I saw, that everyone was programmed and boxed inside of their comfort. So I started doing everything I could to get outside of my own comfort zone. This led to a lot of problems. And I won't get into detail about what those were, but I am lucky to be here, to be alive. I have so many stories of close calls with death, close calls with my life being over. And it got to a point where I started to see the friends I grew up with die, murdered in front of me, attacked myself, just kids being kids. But in the city where I'm from, it's rough. And I had an overactive mind. Like in class, I'm thinking. Teachers would say, what are you thinking? And I didn't know how to answer the question because by the time I answered the question of what I'm thinking, I've had 7 different thoughts. It took a lot of pain and exploration for me to find out that all I really needed to do was stop. Simple as that sounds. And I got to a point where I felt so devastated that my best friend had died that I picked up a book by a monk named Thich Nhat Hanh. And it was titled Anger because I had a lot of anger. And I was confused. And I started studying with this Japanese professor. His name was Shinto Nagatomo, I believe. And this man changed my life. His class changed my life. I had never paid attention more in my entire academic life. I was in the front row taking notes, mesmerized, because he was using this class, a university class, as a Dharma talk. And the class was about the history of Japanese Buddhism. Very difficult class. I think I got like a B- or C+. I could barely keep up. A lot of writing, really hard academically. But he was teaching us about Buddhism, which was a totally new concept. And I could sense that there was something so different about him. He lacked fear in the way that normal people do. He lacked he wasn't following a social script. I started studying, meditating, and this took me to the Thich Nhat Hanh Monastery in upstate New York. And I'll never forget, I show up with this long beard, tattoos, and an angry look on my face. I pull into the parking lot and I see this Vietnamese monk wearing those cone hats, the way that the farmers and monks have them in Vietnam. I was waiting for him and he's walking so slow to my car and it pissed me off. I was about to get back in my car and leave. I was like, why is this guy why is he going so slow? How rude. What about me, myself, and I? And he comes up to me. He's so calm. He's so calm that it was instantly a mirror for my own anxiety. I felt so uncomfortable. He was water. But I was smart enough to know that this is a signal. Nervous wreck. I had extreme anxiety. I spent a week there the first time, and this was the beginning of my path, which led me to Thailand. And I'll never forget this nun. Her name was Sister Bích Min, a nun from Vietnam. And she said, Soren, all you need to do is breathe and smile. I'll never forget it. She said, you're trying too hard. You're thinking too much. You can't turn your brain off. So I started breathing, and just everything that they did, every touch point was like music for my soul. And I healed and transformed. And I practiced very diligently until finally I met someone who said I should go to Thailand on this retreat through this program about meditation. I applied for the program, I was accepted, and next thing you know, I'm in Thailand. And from there, I kept exploring. There was more to learn, there was more to see. From there, I became a monk. But the things that I've learned being here and the reasons I stay are different than you may imagine. In this video, I want to clarify a lot of things. A lot of YouTubers, they complain about Thailand. They talk about money. They talk a lot about cost of living. You can live with $2,000. No, if you live with $1,000, you're lying. Listen, with all due respect, I'm not here to live on a budget. I can live in the US and make a lot of money. I can live a good lifestyle in the US. I have a good family. I have a good life. The lifestyle, the things I can have are way better in the US. That's not why I'm here, to be on a budget. So I'm not going to talk about money. And I'm not here because, I'm just chilling at the bar. But at the same time, I'm not judgmental of those who are. I used to be, but I'm over it. And Thailand is not perfect. Thai people are not perfect. But nowhere in the world is perfect. And there's things about this country and the culture that rub off on you after a while, and you may not even be aware. As an American, I feel more free in Thailand than in the US. For one, the pace of life. You're allowed to take your time. You're allowed to be chill. You're allowed to check out, so to speak. And you have a choice in how much you want to push yourself, but Thai society will kind of check you if you're pushing too hard. It's gonna kind of remind you life isn't that serious. And that's the next thing I want to say is taking myself so serious. This is life and life only. And when you take yourself, your sense of self, your identity too serious, and you get offended by everything, and everything is a conflict, you are not at war with other people. You are at war with yourself. So I had to learn after years of pulling away the onion is that I am not the center of the show. I am not so important. In Thailand, there's more emphasis on the collective, especially the family unit. One of the saddest things about America is that in my family, for example, I have family all around the US and we're scattered and no one has time for anyone. And in Thailand, people want to be together. They want to live together. They want to be close. So that is rewarding for me. The deeper values of Buddhist teachings are in the consciousness or subconsciousness of Thai people. Stuff like patience and compassion. Thailand is one of the most open and understanding and accepting cultures in the world. For example, transgenderism is not a big deal here. It's been around for thousands of years. It's an accepted part of the culture. So it's not this big thing, whereas in America, this is a new thing. We're getting used to it, and it's source of conflict for people. Here, it's a non-issue. And that's what I like about Thailand. There's a realness well, it's not a first world country, so transgenderism is a non-issue. So violence is another thing. America is one of the most violent places in the world, especially in the cities. Even if you live completely in a bubble and you never go outside, you're probably going to at least witness or be the victim of some source of violence in your life. I have been the source of a lot of it. Things that I can't forget. And the sense of safety that I feel here, I can't stress to you enough how important that is, how much that means to me. I never realized that there's places where you can just feel safe. And I want to finish this, not to brag, not to judge, but to say in terms of love life, as I said, there's a lot of judgment, or maybe you have your judgment about, another white guy that moves to Thailand and, or all Thai women are, gold diggers or something like that. It's nonsense. Because Thailand is such an open society and accepting, it unfortunately has a bad reputation for the sex industry. But there's so many countries that have as bad as or equal to the sex industry problem, if you want to call it that. But Thailand is just totally open about it. I think I read a statistic somewhere that the US actually has more prostitutes per person than in Thailand, but it's all underground. For me, it's not my cup of tea. I don't get it. Like sexually, emotionally, I don't feel enjoyment being with someone intimately if they don't like me or if it's like a transaction. But to each his own. And I'm a little bit hesitant to share this, but I will share it to be transparent. I'm just talking here. Nothing is pre-planned. I never thought that I would be the kind of guy or person to be taken advantage of or scammed, but actually it did happen to me, and in a really bad way. I got involved with someone who took everything from me that we built together and was basically evil. Like, her family was evil. My dog was murdered. They killed my dog. So there are some very sick things and sick people here. And it will happen to people, not just about love, but about a lot of things that you may not understand because the signs are different. You're going to think someone's your friend because they're smiling. Actually, they hate you. Cultural things that we will miss. And I got really hurt. I got stung. But this is when karma has its place, because I decided instead of running, I'm going to face it. I went through hell. And in the end, I met my wife, who is the best representative for a Thai woman that I can think of, or for a woman in general. There's nothing transactional about our relationship. There's nothing fake about it. It's just like everything a relationship should be. I'm completely happy. But I had to go through my past experiences to find her. So I want to be clear, I could have become jaded and judgmental, but I still see the positive. And love exists here, and in Thailand and in the world in general. What you give has a karmic effect. If you go to a prostitute and you expect her to be a housewife, it's not going to work out. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, right? You can't go looking for the love of your life in a club. And it starts with your thoughts, your energy. In Thailand, like the way you carry yourself with integrity. Treat people with integrity. Demand respect. You're going to get it. Treat people with love. You're going to get it. Simple as that. There's no cheating the system. You're not cracking the code. You're not fooling anyone. So I wanted to make this video to be very, very honest about my path, my experiences, in the hopes that it can inspire some of you and paint a clearer picture about foreigners who choose to live in Thailand or in other countries and the realities of Thailand. It's always seductive to be evil. It's seductive to be a douchebag, to be an asshole. But it's just a momentary win when you do stuff like that. Too many times people come here and they stop growing. And life is a learning process. It's never too late to pick up and start again, but you get what you give. That's what I want to say in this video. And I would really appreciate to hear your experiences, your thoughts, commenting on this video. Without the comment, there's not a lot of engagement, and YouTube rewards comments, engagement. So I would really appreciate if you leave a comment, tell me your perspective. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.